Virgo rising. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner. And we are here to talk about a really big month for you because Jupiter is going to be moving into Virgo this month. And this is going to happen on the 11th. So Jupiter is going to be moving into your first house. And so for you, this is going to be expanding your charisma, your vitality, if you have an authentic want or need, you're going to think about really pursuing your authentic purpose and your authentic goals and your soul desires. And if you do it during this 12-month transit, you will have Jupiter in there expanding it. Now, for some of you, this could mean that you have some work to do. Now, remember, whatever Jupiter touches, it expands. So if you are not in a good place in yourself, in your core, in your identity, in how you see yourself, it's going to expand some of those areas and force you to see them. This all depends on your personal relationship aspects in your natal chart, transits, of course. But there's, how much you want to progress in life is all inevitably up to you. Energy does affect you, but inevitably you have the choice to either succumb to it or rise above it or let it, or use it to motivate you. It's completely, a personal choice. This energy is going to get down to some of the core issues about you and who you are and what you want and your authentic purpose. This is going to be a month of some deep internal work. It's going to be a month in elevating your thinking. It's going to be a month in conversations with others about the reality of who you are, how others see you, how you can progress in your day-to-day routines with others. This is going to be a very substantial month, and if you pay attention to the signs that happen this month has the potential to set the stage for many months to come in how you get what you want, 12 months to be exact. So let's move forward. Now, first of all, I'm doing things a little different. I've been pretty much doing things a little different every single forecast because I'm a Gemini and Gemini risings, and they don't do anything the same. And so that can be really frustrating if you're a person who likes routine, which you are. But I'm really just trying to tweak how I want to do this. I do daily readings. I put a lot of time and effort into them. I spent all of the 4th actually doing the daily readings, and then I'm turning around is today Saturday or Sunday? Oh, today is Sunday. And then I am sitting here on the last day of my holiday weekend. I'm sitting here and I'm doing these monthly readings. So I need to find a way where I'm not just consumed with doing work for other people. I mean, I am about service of others, having Venus in Virgo, but I do definitely need to think of myself as well. So let's talk about the energies, all the energies that are at play. We really need to dive into them. So here's how I'm going to do this reading. We're going to take a look at all of the energies. We're going to look at the houses they're in. We're going to talk about how energies are shifting so that when you watch my daily readings, if you do, you will know that, let's say Saturn is opposing the sun. Well, for you, if I say that in a daily reading, you will know that, oh, my sun is in the 12th house. That means I'm going to have a day that's kind of rough for me personally. It's going to make me question myself. It's going to make me think about my outlook on a situation. And since it's in my 12th house, I'm going to work on this behind the scenes when nobody's looking. I'm going to work on it at home tonight. Maybe when I get home, I'm going to internalize it. I'm not going to externalize it. So that will give you some ideas of how to interpret the energy yourself. Now, I guide you through energy, right? You, and I tell you what the theme is for that day, or what the high vibration and low vibrations and energy are. So if you just know what houses they're in and how they're affecting you, then you can get the big picture and paint it yourself. I simply can't do sun sign horoscopes and rising sign horoscope, moon sign horoscopes on top of everything that I do. It's just I don't have the time. So let's start talking about what's going on, because Mars, the Sun, and Venus are all going to be in the 12th house. So if I mention anything about these energies, they're all sitting in your 12th house. Well, what is the 12th house? The 12th house is everything that goes on behind the scenes. It is where your unconscious energies lie that prevent you. It is that closet where you shove everything that you know you got to clean out. And so this is the weekend, or this is the month that you're going to spend cleaning out that 12th house closet. And you know, a 12th house closet could mean that you go in there and you find an antique that could be worth a lot of money, or it could just be a bunch of spider webs and, you know, spiders and junk that you just throw out so that you can make room in that room for things that you really treasure and want to store and can pull out easily. So you're going to be doing some work behind the scenes. And that's good, because you're going to be taking a look at your authentic self and your core and who you are. Now, on the 1st, we're going to have Saturn go direct. And for you, this is going to be in your 3rd house. Now, this is a very good energy for you. I think you understand your 3rd house very well. You're all about, you know, thinking and analytically dissecting things. So you're going to be feeling all these energies, and you're going to know, hey, I need to take some time for myself. You know, clearly I need some time to think, and this is going to be okay for you. You're also going to maybe learn some things from people and start to communicate about them. Now, Saturn was in Sagittarius, which was your higher mind, right? It was in retrograde, and then it went into Scorpio in July. And when it went into Scorpio in July, that really, you know, that really asked us to revisit what happened in 2012 and 2014. Really asked us. So if we did not resolve everything from those few years, then we revisited them, and or people came back and that we were forced to revisit them, or we were forced to look at our karmic role in those situations. And so you know, you may have some old wounds that you got to kind of just internalize and deal with behind the scenes. This could have brought up a mirror for yourself, and you could have looked at something and said, oh God, I really did do that, and that wasn't, that's not in my highest vibration. I don't want to live that way. Maybe this is time to tweak some of those areas and see areas where you need to just absolutely visit and actually really, really pay attention to in the long run. So that's going on on the 1st. And then for the first week in August, we're going to have Jupiter and Saturn in a conversation, and Saturn is also going to be squaring off with having some opposition with other energies in personal planets. This is going to be a tough week, and I'll talk about them in depth in my dailies, so don't worry about it. But for the most part, I just want to make you aware that this week is just filled with, Saturn energy. So even though Saturn's going direct, it still has some lessons it wants to teach you. Even though it wants to remove obstacles, it wants to remind you of, okay, if I remove the obstacles, this is actually the direction I want you to go. If you stray off, then here's the ramification. So there is still a sense that Saturn wants control over the situation, but Jupiter wants to go in there and expand it. Now that Saturn is direct, it's almost like Jupiter wants to run with the ball and wants everybody to follow it down and defend it while it runs the ball home and screams touchdown, right? But Saturn is going to be like the defense that just stops Jupiter and just slams into it and just prevents it from moving forward. I don't know why I used a football analogy, because to be quite frank with you, I really, don't ever watch all that much football, but it seems to resonate. So we have that going on that first week. We have a new moon in Leo. And this is a great new moon. This is not an afflicted new moon. I am so happy to say that this is one of our first new moons that we've had in a very long time where we did not have an afflicted new moon, where our new beginnings actually came from opposition and from strife and from pain. These new beginnings are going to come from the right place, what new moons are all about, and that is about setting expectations and setting wants and desires on this new moon. For you, this is going to be in your 12th house. You know what? This is about tweaking you from the inside out. This is about making you a complete asset to all that are around you. If something was revealed to you in July through that Saturn and Scorpio transit, this is a time to ask for new beginnings in those areas. Let's say that you were a person that was hypercritical of your partners and you lost a partner because of it. And then you ran into that partner later and you found that partner and you had a conversation. Didn't mean you guys got back together. It just meant that you had a very revealing conversation and it really changed the way that you see yourself. And so now you know there is definite work that needs to be done in those areas and that you really, really want to make some strong goals and you really want to take a look at yourself from the inside out. This is a wonderful energy. It's a progressive energy. It's all about making yourself shine and making your universe all flow harmoniously around you and your desires, your wants, and your needs. But I must say that on the 11th, Jupiter goes into Virgo. Now, this is a debilitated state for Jupiter. Jupiter likes to be benefic in your life. It doesn't it's not that it doesn't it's just that its optimum power is bestowing gifts upon a person. In this state, it takes on more of kind of a teaching role. It is a teacher. Jupiter is a teacher, but it teaches on a different degree. In this role that it's playing, it says, I will give you gifts, but I have to give you a gift based on how you treat others. If you are hypercritical of others, you can bet with all of me that you are going to learn what it's like to be criticized by others. Jupiter is going to go in there and expand how critical people are of you. When it does this, it's going to teach you what it's like to go through your criticizing energy. And if so, then it's time for you to tweak the way you are and change the impact that you have on your others. Look, Virgos, there is a weird feeling about you. There is a connection. I don't even think that you realize that you have a role that you're going to play in ascension and moving forward and serving others. There is a reason why there is breakdown and there is loss and there's not that fulfillment in your life quite yet. Many of you have thrown yourself into your work thinking, okay, I do really well in work. I really don't do well in interpersonal communications right now. So I'm going to go where I'm good at, and you pour yourself into that. And I think that's great. And, you generate results and you're good at serving others in your job. But that's to benefit you. You are a servant. There is no doubt in my mind something is going to transpire in Virgo energy that is going to blow the lid off of the power of Virgo energy. And the reason I say this is because when we get into about November, we have energy shifting into your North Node is going to be going into Virgo. It's going to be conjuncting Jupiter that's in Virgo. It's going to be expanding Virgo's ascension in service of others. There is a massive movement in the energy of the universe making you guys a focal point. There is a tweaking. Now, for years, the Pluto-Uranus squares hit all the cardinal energies. Now it's starting to focus on all of the mutable energies, and you are a prime energy for what is being focused on. There is a reason why there's internal work going on, and all of this, you're starting to look at yourself differently, and you're starting to see yourself through others' eyes. Pay attention to all of these signals. They are signals for what energies are to come, and they are powerful, powerful energies that I don't think all of us truly, fully understand, even as astrologers, as spiritual workers, as light workers. All of the people that are in service to others are going to go through this awakening, especially if they're a Virgo. There is something going to happen. Mark my words. There is a massive movement in you being a leader. And it used to be that what got you ahead in the world was money and power and control over others. The energy is going to shift, my friends. It will. It is not about the energy, is about power, control, corporations, money, squeezing the little guy for everything they got. No, the power is going to be in how well you serve others, how authentic you are in that particular mindset. If you're pretending to be a servant to others, but you have an ulterior motive, and that's to benefit yourself, you will fall, and you will fall hard, and it will be a very severe price to pay. I think through that humbling experience, you will then turn around and become the servant that you were meant to be. As a Virgo energy, you are a servant. You are a servant to others, and I hate saying it because I have my South Node in freaking Virgo, and my Venus is in Virgo. So I don't want to be a service to others. All I do is serve others. I spent the 4th of July, the actual 4th of July, making your guys' dailies. And then I spent the whole next day doing these monthlies for you guys. I get pleasure out of serving others and out of speaking my message to others. But I'm not out there on a boat ride on the 4th of July or on a date or, out having a good time because I'm serving others. Jupiter is going to go in there and if you are in the service industry, if you are about serving others, it will expand your bottom line bigger than you could ever possibly imagine. The opportunity is going to be endless for you to be the true servant that you were meant to be. And in turn, it will benefit you in the end. It's not about initially benefiting you, but as a byproduct, you get to have this beautiful energy, maximize your potential in just about every way. So we have that energy going into Virgo, of course, in your first house, Jupiter. Then we have the new moon in Leo, and that's going to be in your 12th house, and we talked about that, how you're going to be, I really think you should plant seeds that put you in the role of your authentic purpose. I really think you need to work behind the scenes on this. I think this is something that only you can figure out, your niche, your goal, your way to serve others. Through this exploration process that you're going to be going through, I think you're going to find that niche yourself, and you're going to embark on it, and it's going to expand. We have a full moon on the 29th in Pisces, and this is a beautiful and luxurious full moon. Now, full moons do bring things to light in the shadow sector. And since you are working in your shadow sector, you are going to be getting a revelation through others and how others see you. This for you, you're going to see yourself through others' eyes. if you are a successful human being, if you are advancing yourself, then others are going to be on board with the message that you're doing, and they're going to be thankful for your service. And then that thankfulness is going to pay off potentially in dividends, right? But to me, I think that this moon is spiritual. It's magical. It is having a harmonious conversation with Neptune, which is in retrograde. So it's based on reality. It's not based on illusion, right? But it is dancing up there with Pisces, and it loves being in Pisces energy. Neptune is home in Pisces. Neptune is Pisces ruling planet. So you are going to be highly intuitive. You are going to have a direct connection. You know what? If you're doing all this 12th house work, you're going to be really, really, really tired this month. You're going to spend a lot of time in this like depleted energy, and you're not going to understand why. Take naps. I just got out of my 12th house work, and I'm telling you, take naps, sleep as much as you can, meditate as much as you can. Don't interact and work behind the scenes. I'm not saying be a recluse, but there is just something about the messages that you receive. And with all of this magical energy around this full moon, you could just decide, God, I'm in the wrong job. I'm sitting here being an accountant, and this isn't my passion. My passion is being an astrologer or being a tarot card reader or being an energy healer. And you may just decide it's going to show the light in that shadow sector of others, and it's going to say, others are acting out. They're not appreciating my abilities. I'm having a lot of problems at work. And if that's the case, and that's showing you that area of your life is where you need to tweak, expand, get out of, and really possibly, take your life to the next level. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous month. For you, I promise you there's something coming bigger than I think I understand at this point, but I was feeling it the whole time I was researching it. I feel it stronger every time I talk about it. It's just such a magical energy, and I promise you guys, a year from now are not going to be the same person. Mark my words. You're not. There's something that's going to manifest in your life and take you down a whole different route. I hope you have a fantastic August. Know that we're building for energies to come. Know that we have a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse coming. That we have Venus is going to go direct. We have some Mercury energy that's going to go back into retrograde. Know that we have a lot of energy is going to be shifting around, helping you become your highest potential, especially in your authentic purpose. One more minute. We're going to just go over the energies one more time so that you have them. If you do watch my dailies, you can write them down so you can know where the energy's at and where they lie for you in your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. So for you, Jupiter is going to be in your first. Mars, the sun, and Venus are all going to be in your 12th house. Saturn is going to be in your third. The new moon is going to be in your 12th, and the full moon is going to be in your 7th. I hope you guys have a fabulous month, and I look forward to talking to you guys again next month.